All right, welcome, everyone. This is Israelite in America, and I'm just coming at you with a really quick one here. I know that a lot of people in the community are aware of the what would you call it, situation between Dante Fortson and Dr. Brown. Long story short, Dr. Brown, who is I have beef with neither of them. I don't want to be disrespectful to either of them. So Dr. Brown is claiming Jewish ancestry and descent, and Dante Fortson is claiming Jewish ancestry and descent, or at least I should say, Dante claims Israelite would be more accurate descent. Dr. Brown claims Jewish descent. Dr. Brown thinks that Dante's claims and the claims of a lot of others that think like him, myself for instance, are unfounded and cannot be proven or backed up. And Mr. Fortson and myself and many others disagree. And so Mr. Dr. Brown released a video sort of quote unquote debunking the claims of Dante and many other Israelites like myself. And Dante did a rebuttal video to Dr. Brown, and that just dropped the other day, maybe like 24 hours or maybe a little over 24 hours ago. Anyway, I watched Dr. Brown's video, and I also watched Dante's, and I decided to go into Dr. Brown's live stream and see what the deal was, because he did a live stream just today. I'm making this video just to maybe an hour or something like that after his live stream ended. But I decided to ask Dr. Brown a question, because in Dr. Brown's video, and I'm trying to keep this very short and also not be disrespectful to either party, but Dr. Brown, I noticed a lot of his rebuttals just revolved around, long story short, well, hey, these modern day supposed smart people say this, so that means that's the case. He doesn't show a lot of historical evidence. He doesn't show a lot of historical receipts like Dante does. And he doesn't show, he leaves a lot of questions unanswered. And also some of his questions, the questions that he answers are, well, I say this, and therefore it's true, instead of showing us a historical source. And one of those questions, which really bugged me, and real quick, subscribe, comment, share the video, let me know what your thoughts are. One of my questions was this right here, which I asked in his live chat. This, as you can see, this is a screenshot I took of his live chat. I was in the live chat, and I was asking, I had a question about the Ashkenazi, because this is what Dr. Brown has claimed. Could you provide a historical source for when the Jews began to call themselves by that name? I would love to read it. Thanks. Okay. Very polite, respectful, just asking for a source, because in Dr. Brown's video, he says that the Jews just began to call themselves Ashkenaz, or the Ashkenazi. They have no relation to the Ashkenazi mentioned in the Table of Nations or the people from Japheth. They just started calling themselves Ashkenazi for reasons. Okay, but he didn't provide a source. He just said it. So I asked him in his video, and I asked him here in the live stream. Now, Dr. Brown took a moment at the end of the video that he did about black Israelites to mention how there was so many rude people in the Israelite community and just racist people and people with just unsavory opinions. And I mean, while we know that those people exist in every single community, there is, it must be noted, a concerted effort to malign Israelites, black Israelites specifically. And real quick, I do not use the term black Hebrew Israelites to describe my beliefs, myself, or anyone else, unless they prefer to be called that, because that term has been demonized and made just awful by people like the one I'm about to show you I interacted with right now, which is amongst Dr. Brown's followers. Okay, so there's the question I asked, and I just wanted to lay all this out before I continue. Well, there's the question I asked. Okay, and this is very raw and unedited, guys. And now this guy, Dominion of God, right, took it on himself to answer. I guess I'm not sure if he's a mod or not. I'm not quite sure how all that works, but I'm gonna not say he's a mod because I don't see his name highlighted. I'm just gonna assume he's one of Dr. Brown's followers here. And he says, when did black Hebrew Israelites in America begin? Late 1800s. Okay, so already there's something to there. He's being confrontational. He's assuming I'm a black Hebrew Israelite. He didn't ask anything. I asked a question, and instead of answering the question, he counters with, "Well, where did your belief begin? Well, what does that have to do with it? When did your belief begin? Huh? Late 1800s, huh?" Okay, instantly confrontational. And you will see that through this short discourse that I'm going to show you, I remain respectful, and this gentleman just becomes more unhinged. Okay, in response to that question that I asked, he says he's posted that. So then I respond. And also that he goes on. He continues and says, "Look up when your belief started." LOL. Okay, so just scorn and derision for no reason. And so I replied to him, "Why are you coming across as confrontational? I'm seeking a source to read." Okay, which I am. And also that you may notice this guy right here. I'm not going to go over all of them, but just things to notice. No such thing. This guy says, Moshe Mayim says, no such thing as skin superiority. Malachi 2:10, blah blah. Who was talking about skin superiority? Where in any of those things that you just saw, did anyone say anything about skin superiority? I certainly didn't. But you see, this is how people react, and it's a certain group of people. I'll leave it unnamed, but you guys know, or maybe I should say a certain two groups of people. That might be more accurate. There's a certain two groups of people specifically that take it the hardest at black people that say they're Israel. Nobody said anything about skin superiority, but that's the first thing these people's minds jump to. Okay, so I said I'm seeking a source to read. That's the last thing I said. Okay, goes on. Is this God, dominion of God? Are you a black Hebrew Israelite? Okay, so now he's straight up asking me, and the reason he's asking me is so that if I were to say, "Yeah, I'm a black Hebrew Israelite," he'd get even more vitriolic and rude. So I answer him. Firstly, it shouldn't matter if I'm a so-called black Hebrew Israelite, a Muslim, or a Buddhist. I'm asking a genuine question. Secondly, I wouldn't mind if you provided a source. Okay, so I'm still being polite here. It shouldn't matter. None of it should matter because I didn't come across rude or with any tone. And now I'm saying, okay, well, if Dr. Brown's not going to answer, you could provide a source. I'd take a source from you. Okay, so putting the ball in his court. He responds. YouTube filters out links, right? Okay, dodging it. Also, the origins of your belief do not lead us back to Israel. They lead us back to the 1800s when a black person decided he was Hebrew, LOL. Okay, so just the contempt and derision. Also, he has no idea what he's talking about. You see, they're just random insertions of false information that have nothing to do with the question that I asked. But this is how they argue. This is how certain people argue when it comes to blacks realizing from whence they descend. So again, dodging the question, didn't answer. Okay, so I said in response to the YouTube not allowing links thing, I said, "Hey, that's no problem. Just tell me where I can find it." Right? Any superiority or anything wrong going in this response? And I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. I hope you guys can see that. See the questions here, the text. If not, most people's phones have a zoom function on YouTube, and if not, watch it on desktop. I'm not going to get rid of the screenshots. If I need to reshoot this video because people can't see the words, then I will. Just let me know. So I'm asking him again for a source. I don't need a link. Just give me a source where I can find it. Okay, so now he starts. The word Ashkenazi is derived, from the Hebrew word Ashkenaz, which is mentioned in the Hebrew Bible, Genesis 10:3. Okay. In this biblical context, Ashkenaz is associated with a region possibly located in modern-day Turkey, but the exact location is debated among scholars. Diaspora. Okay. Notice he hasn't answered my question yet. He's just throwing out some random logic. Okay. So I say, yes, I'm aware of that, because he didn't say anything else. I'm specifically asking for a historical source for when the Jews began calling themselves Ashkenazi. I have a bit of free time later, and I want to read it. Okay, so I'm not letting him get away or wiggle out or just come with empty information that I didn't ask for. I'm asking a specific question. Could you please give me a source? What is this, 3 times now that I've asked the question? 3 times in this chat that I've asked the question. And what does he do? That's your history. LOL. So what does that mean? That means he has no source. That means he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't have a source, and he can't provide it, so he's just going to resort to ridicule. And so I said, well, thanks for your help. Shalom. And that's where I left it. So I'm just throwing this out there for you guys to see, because it doesn't. You can be as polite as possible, and certain groups of people will still just jump on a black person who says they're Israel. And notice, this individual has no idea of my beliefs. I haven't said that I'm a black Hebrew Israelite. I haven't said anything about skin doctrine. All I have done is ask a question, asked for a historical source, and this is what I've been met with. And this is what a lot of fellow Israelites are met with, this type of attitude, when dealing with these types of people and just questioning and asking questions in general. And Dr. Brown, you mentioned that, oh, no one can ask, you said in your video that, yes, people can ask questions. No one's not allowing you to ask questions. Of course you can ask questions. Okay, this is what happens when we ask questions. And this is mild. Oh my goodness. Anyway, just wanted to jump on here and show you guys that. Oh my gosh. So, like, comment, subscribe. This has been the Israelite in America. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.